Hi, and welcome to the City Show. I'm your host, John Zimkus. Our first guest is no stranger to our couch over here. It's Chief Jeff Mitchell from the Lebanon Police Department. Welcome, Chief.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Now, Chief, you're here to talk about an outreach program that the Lebanon Police Department is involved with. What is it?
It's Shop at the Cop, and we started Shop at the Cop in the city of Lebanon back in 2000. So this is our 23rd Christmas. And, we recognize, because we see every day the needs of our community, specifically the needs with our children. And so we thought that, what a great way to, kind of carry on our mission, is that service mission. And so back in 2000, we created our own Shop at the Cop program, and it has continued to thrive for 22 years, and this year will be no different.
Okay. How does it work?
Well, first of all, I think most importantly, it's really the generosity of our community. And we've always been as a police agency, been so appreciative of the giving and the concern of our community. So the Shop at the Cop is funded primarily through donations. And 2 years ago, we started a fundraiser called the Guardian Games. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a CrossFit competition that raises money partially for Shop at the Cop. So some of the funding is coming from there, but mostly it's donations, and it's just designed to help those kids that may not have a Christmas, to realize that dream.
Now, how do you get involved? If you're a family and you would like your children to be part of this, mm-hmm. How do you get involved with it?
Well, you stop by the police department at 25 West Silver Street and walk in the building to our communications center and ask for an application. And you'll be provided an application. Has to be returned by December 11th. And just give some name, address. It's for children who just live in the city of Lebanon, mm-hmm. and return that on or before December 11th, and then we will contact you with the kind of the logistical information, where to be and when to be for the Shop at the Cop.
Does the child actually shop with a police officer?
Yes, and so we'll have anywhere from 8 to 10 police officers there that day. It's going to be the week of December 18th. I'm not exactly sure which day it'll be, mm-hmm. and it will be at our Walmart, and so each child will have the opportunity to shop with the police officer, have the police officer help them if they need mm-hmm. some help, and the officers truly look forward to mm-hmm. that. It's just a fun, it's a fun time for us as well, and we do what we can to to talk with the kids, help them pick out things for themselves, mm-hmm. and for a family member. Sometimes that's kind of one of the neat parts of the program is these young kids. They we say you can shop for your Christmas gifts, mm-hmm. and a lot of times they don't first think of themselves. They'll think about,
oh, that's great.
Yeah, they'll think about mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, mm-hmm. brothers and sisters who may not be there, mm-hmm. and it's really heartwarming, and it's just a fun time to participate with them in that process. Yeah.
Now, what are the age limits for the children?
So the age limits are 4 to 12, okay? And on the application, you just, the parent or guardian will just put down the child's name, age, and contact information, and we'll contact them. And again, it's at Walmart, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate what Walmart does, mm-hmm. to not only help. I mean, they provide cookies and punch and employees to help. And yeah, they roll out the red carpet for the kids and the police. And again, it just makes it, that much more enjoyable.
Now, are they shopping for toys or clothes or both, or?
All the above.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and it's interesting, and again, warming to see, what the priority in that child's life is. Some kids are extremely thoughtful, and I'll get a toy, but I'll also get some pajamas or some socks, or and maybe a pair of pajamas for mom or something. But they're we have a set number, and I can't tell you what that is right now because I don't really know. Typically, it's about $100, per child, and we just kind of do the math for them as they're shopping, And
Now, if somebody in the community wants to get involved with this and give a donation, how do they do that?
they can contact me. This is sponsored by the Lebanon Police Fraternal Order of Police, and I'll make sure that donation gets into the Shop with the Cop Fund.
In the past, how many kids have shopped with cops?
It varies. At one point we had 60, 70 kids. The average is between 40 and 50 kids. A lot of it depends on our donations. And so, yeah, it fluctuates a little bit.
Now, if you had the 60, 70 kids, during the course of one day, they all go shopping? Is that how it usually works?
Yes. Yeah, we typically meet at Walmart at a specific time, usually in the evening, like 5:30, and they shop there for as long as it takes. There's no end time.
Yeah.
So again, we start 5:30, and they get a chance to. We all get together in a big group, and you can have a cookie and a glass of punch, and we talk for a minute, and then we just kind of spread out through the Walmart area, and and the Walmart employees are there to help. And again, it's a great event.
Now, this is one of only of several times the police department has an outreach into the community. I do know you were involved with the Merchants Trick or Treat.
Yes.
The Saturday before Halloween. What other programs do you have that outreach to because one of the things I'm sure you want to do is you want the young people to know that you're there as a protector and not just somebody who comes in when something bad happens.
Right. So a couple things. One, I think an extremely important program that we started with Lebanon City Schools 3 years ago now is our School Resource Officer program. And that's gone from one school resource officer 3 years ago to now we have three, two in Lebanon Public School and one at Lebanon Christian School. And so our young people get to see a police officer. You're exactly right. Not in a situation where, we're not called when things are good. We're called when things are bad.
Yeah.
And so it gives us the opportunity to be in an environment and interact with kids as part of their normal day. And I think it gives the kids an opportunity to see that other side of policing. Sometimes, they're police officers and they're in the school, but they're there as part of the school environment, not necessarily there to take some action or as part of a negative event. And so I think that's extremely important for us as a profession. I think it's important for us as a city police department to have that opportunity. And the other thing we do that I'm extremely proud of is our junior police academy that we share with the Y during their camping season in June. The police department, we team up with the sheriff's department, the FBI, and we put on a week-long summer camp, junior police academy. So the kids get to see crime processing, evidence processing, and crime scene processing, the Warren County Tactical Unit, kind of what a patrol officer does in his normal day. So they get to spend 4 days or 5 days, in this camp and interacting with police officers from not just the city, but the sheriff's department and other agencies as well.
You get a good response to that?
We do. The last 2 years, we've had a waiting list, and we're trying to catch up. So maybe we can expand it to maybe an additional week or two. Yeah.
Well, the Shop with the Cop program is a fantastic one, and I'm glad it's so successful. Have you seen, with 23 years, have you seen the payback as these kids get older and something comes up and you see the child now a little bit older, but it's more of a positive response with that child now?
Oh, absolutely. And I hear stories from other officers where they're talking about a particular call they went on or an event where they were recognized by the child, because for us there's 50 children there, but to that child there's like 5 officers there, right, at the Shop of the Cop, and they remember faces where the child has said, "Hey, I remember you from Shop of the Cop." And I've had that happen to me. I've been on several calls or at certain events, or just walking through Kroger. That's where I meet most of the people. I stop at Kroger for some milk and bread, and I'll run into, I'll see a child like kind of staring at me, and the mom or dad will go, "Do you remember, Johnny? You helped him at Shop at the Cop." I'm like, "Yes, of course I do." So yeah, I really think that we receive so much more than imaginable, really. Yeah.
Now, to change gears just slightly, with the holiday season coming up, are there certain things people should be more aware of, or are certain crimes increase in number during this time?
During this time, I think property crimes, where we're having things delivered to our homes, and nobody's home, and you get a delivery on your porch, and unfortunately, people want to pick up your deliveries for you or for themselves. And so yeah, just be mindful if if you're scheduling a delivery, to have somebody there or have somebody pick it up, or have it delivered. With these delivery services now, you can almost give a time frame that you want it delivered. So just take some extra precautions, or have a neighbor pick it up or something. And so we see a lot of that. And the other is, people will call you and say, "I'm with Lebanon Police, Shop at the Cop." We don't do that.
Okay.
We don't solicit over the phone. And so if you get a call like that, let us know. And but just be aware of that. And anytime there's a major tragedy anywhere in the world, somebody wants to take that opportunity to raise some money. And so just be aware of that. And when we're out traveling around, we're doing our Christmas shopping, and we're watching the lights, and we're distracted by so many things. Keep track of your purse, your wallet, your phone, those types of things. And because there's people out there that, like you said, this time of year, they're going to take advantage of that. So yeah, just be aware of your surroundings, and and then when you go out, let people know. Let people know that you're going out, and about what time you'll be back.
Now, getting back to the scams, if you do want to donate to Shop with a Cop, one more time, how do they help out?
They can call our communications center at 513-932-2010 and tell the communications officer, "I want to make a donation to the Fraternal Order of Police for Shop at the Cop," and they'll provide you the information to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Or you can call me personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Chief, thanks for being on the show again. I really appreciate it. And I hope the people of Lebanon and the Lebanon Police Department have a safe and happy holiday.
And same to you and all your viewers. Thank you so much.
Okay. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Our next guest is Kristen Davenport, the president of the Lebanon Food Pantry. Welcome, Kristen.
Thank you so much for having me on today.
What is the Lebanon Food Pantry?
Well, we're a nonprofit organization. We've been around in Lebanon since 1985 as an official 501c3, but we're really a community effort to help feed the community of Lebanon. Our vision is that everyone in our area in Warren County will have access to nutritious food, and that's what we work to make happen every day.
And so what is provided to the people in need of this part of Warren County?
Yes, so when folks come, we just check them in. They identify that they're eligible for food services, and then we give them a 3-day supply of full meals for their entire family. We also supply personal hygiene items and household items when we have those. So we really want people to feel like they've been given, some relief from maybe where they might be in a tight spot, and hopefully it will help them get through that month. And some folks come one time, others have to visit for assistance more frequently than that, but we're there for all of them.
Now, did they come once a month? I read something about that, or can they come more frequently?
We're of the mind that we're going to meet people where they're at. So there are definitely some folks that come to us, they are homeless. They don't have a place that they can keep food, and so they will come more often, and we're totally fine with that. The general guideline is that families come once a month, but we're meeting people where they're at, and we'll help people as much as we can and as much as they need.
And where are you located?
Yeah, great question. So we're right next to the post office on New Street, 190 New Street. We are located in a city-owned building called the Academy Building. It's been around since 1843, and we serve very well out of that building. We really like it. We're neighbors to 2 other organizations. There's a Christmas for Tots organization that's there, and also a free clothing ministry. So it works well for those neighbors coming for help.
Yeah, the Academy Building, you said 1843, as you said. It, in my background in history, it is the second oldest public building still standing in Lebanon. The courthouse on Silver Street, although not the front of it, but the majority of the building is 1835. So
Wow.
1843, the Academy Building is second only to that.
Wow.
And it's
Wonderful.
had a great history itself. Now, it began, you said, as a 503, I'm getting
501c3.
Thank you.
Tongue twister.
In 85.
Yes.
14 churches got together. How did that work out? I mean,
Well, it's 14 churches that may not agree on much, except for we all want to feed people. And it works really well. We are almost 100% just volunteers. Right before the pandemic, we decided to hire a part-time coordinator. His name's Jerry Herod, and he's very special to all of us because he's kind of the hub for the organization. So every time that we're open, it's probably different volunteers serving. Some volunteers serve once or twice a year. Some serve once a month. Others serve more frequently. They come when we're receiving our deliveries from the Shared Harvest Food Bank and from the food that we purchase from Aldi, or when we get a donation from Walmart or Kroger. So we have volunteers doing all those types of things. So it really is the community coming together to not only rescue food, but to get that nutritious food right back out the door to our neighbors.
what is the Shared Harvest Food Bank?
Good question. It's one of the largest food banks in Ohio. It serves Butler County, Warren County, I think Darke, Montgomery. There's several counties that it serves. It's located in Fairfield, and we're a member, and that's where we get a lot of our food, either at low or no cost. There's a lot of USDA food that we're eligible for because we're part of the Emergency Food and Shelter Program.
Now, you said Walmart and Aldi's and others donate. Are they, what items did they donate? Are they items that are going bad or not as pretty as others?
It depends. It really depends. So sometimes it's produce that's maybe starting to turn and they're not going to sell it. Sometimes they'll send us things that, the the retailer, just they decided to change the label on their package. And so they're not selling that cereal in that kind of box anymore. And so we get a lot of that type of thing too. We do get a lot of meat and bakery items that they're not going to sell because they're too close to the sell by date. But we freeze all the meat and we try to get those bakery items right back out the door so somebody has a chance to eat them because we want them to be rescued.
Now, are these free donations from these businesses?
They are. It's part of the Feeding America program, and we're one of the recipients of that food, yes.
Now, when are you open?
Great question. So we're open every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 a.m. to noon. And then Wednesdays, we're open in the evening, which is a very popular time. We have a lot of working families come. So Wednesdays, we're open from 6 to 8 p.m. And we have such a demand for those evening hours. We just recently added an extra time when we're open in the evening. So once a month, we're open Monday evenings, and that's coming up on Monday, December 4th. We'll be open that evening from 6 to 8 p.m.
Now, you say rely on volunteers. Where do the volunteers come from?
Mostly from the churches, but there are others too that just hear about us either from a friend or a neighbor or from our Facebook. They see how active we are in the community trying to help others and lift others up, and they want to be a part of that. And we welcome volunteers to come. We try to find ways for volunteers of all ages to serve. Most of our volunteers are of retirement age, but we do have a group of high school students that come every week. They were just there today helping us unload a delivery from Aldi, and it's part of a special program that Lebanon High School has. It's a service learning class. That's led by Libby Turpin. She's their teacher. She does a fantastic job of getting the kids in, helping them understand what we do to help others, and just making them aware of that type of need and also support in the community.
Now, does the pantry look like a store?
Yeah, great question. So when you come in, our neighbors are served from the parking lot. That was something we started during the pandemic, just out of need to do that. But people have always come and we bag up their groceries for them. We're not a choice pantry. We are a partial choice pantry, though. And this is something not everybody knows, but the Academy building has an elevator. And for about the last 17 years, it was out of service. The city took it out of service when they were no longer doing summer camps there. And so we invested in that because that helps us not only access the basement, but also the second floor. There's a lot of stairs in that building, really high ceilings, and for a lot of folks, it's not accessible. So we wanted to make it accessible. And what we were able to do is add space on our second floor upstairs. We have a whole room that has donated items, things like items for baby care, so formula, baby food, diapers, wipes, household cleaning items, pet care items, a lot of dog and cat food, that type of thing, personal hygiene items, so people can come and choose their own deodorant stick and toothbrush, whereas that's harder to do when you're a volunteer, you're not seeing that person, you don't know what to choose for them. So we are able to this year offer partial choice, so every neighbor that comes in can choose a few items for themselves or for their household for the month.
Now, you were telling me earlier that the area you serve used to be the school district of Lebanon, but now it's expanded beyond that.
Things really changed during the pandemic, and we saw the need initially spike. Then it dropped off once there was more support for people. People were getting checks and there was a lot of extra distribution of food happening all over. People could drive up and get food at different locations. So in the very beginning, though, we were worried about people that were coming and they weren't from the Lebanon City School District. And we just said, hey, you know what? We're not going to operate from that, our resources are scarce and fear. We're going to operate from that loving abundance, and we're going to share everything that we have with those that come. So we started at that time serving anybody that came. And then for people that want continuing support, we request that they be part of the Warren County area, living in the Warren County area. And you know what, if somebody comes, we're going to serve them that one time, but we have resources for them. We want them to know where they can go. We don't want somebody driving past 2 or 3 food pantries on the way to us. We want them to go someplace close to them. So.
Now, do you serve the homeless?
Yes, we do. You
Now,
know, that's
doesn't that give a different atmosphere as to what you can give them?
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And that's one of those things that not everyone knows, that there is a homeless population in Warren County, and we want to help those folks. They're the closest to the edge of all those that we're trying to help and serve. And so instead of where most families come once a month, um, the folks that are, you know, don't have a place to call home, don't have a place to put their things, don't have refrigeration, they need to come more often in order to be fed and to be safe and to be healthier. And we're really trying to be part of that solution.
Mhm. What's a busy day at the food bank like? How many people come in?
So on a weekly basis, we serve an average of 91 households. So it really varies. Some days we might serve 20 households. Other days we might serve 70 or 80 households if it's a Wednesday when we're open twice. So it's really fluctuates depending on which day you're there. We are always busy receiving donations. We have a lot of generous people in this community, and we have some folks that come every week with certain donations that they want to give. And we have other times where there might be a Girl Scout troop that collects donations. We just had one this weekend that collected a lot of donations, and they'll bring those in, and it's really wonderful to see the community just come together to give people help and hope.
Estimate how many people you think you serve during a given month.
Okay, I can tell you for this year so far, we have served over 14,000 people. So that's over 4,000 households. And on average, a family will come about 4 times a year. So some folks do come more than once a month, and sometimes they come once. And that was enough to help them, and they get past that tight spot in their lives, and they get to move on.
Now, with the holiday Christmas season coming, this is when a lot of people traditionally think about helping those who are less fortunate. But this problem does not go away after Christmas. Is there a particular time of the year which it seems to be worse than others?
We're very busy during the summer when kids are at home. Back to school seems like a really tight time for families. You know, they're trying to provide, you know, everything a child or their children all need to get back to school. And so it just seems like finances might be tighter then. And so we do seem to have like a really busy August, which might seem counterintuitive. We do give a lot of support during these holiday times. We partner with other organizations, and we give a special food basket during Thanksgiving and Christmas time. And that's actually something that we get a lot of people that want to know what they can do. And so we have posted on Facebook a list of the items if your family wants to put something together to help a family have a special holiday meal. We'll take those in and we'll get them distributed right back out. And we have community organizations that do that as well, and we partner with them to make sure that the neighbors that we serve are the recipients of those food boxes.
Now, if somebody wants to donate items or give financial assistance, who do they contact?
Okay, so the food pantry can be contacted during our business hours by phone, and that's 513-932-3617. We do have an email address. That's another great way to get in contact with us, and that's foodpantry.lebanonoh@gmail.com. And we also put a lot of information out on Facebook, and we also will answer the Facebook Messenger. We get a lot of requests, not only from neighbors who want to give help, but also neighbors who need some help. And so that's another great way to contact us.
Now, if people want to volunteer, they use the same contact?
Sure, that is a great way. Either call us when we're open, email us, or contact us through Facebook.
Kristen, is there anything else we should tell the viewers about the food pantry?
I would just say that, you know, people need to understand that it gives people more than food. It gives them hope. We have a wall of gratitude up right now. Tomorrow is Giving Tuesday, and so for that, we decided to do a wall of gratitude where everybody's placing Post-it notes on what they're grateful for. And we had a neighbor come in, and she gave us a handwritten note that she wrote. She took pride and wrote it all out, and her sentiment was just that you're here for me, and you give me more than food. You really lift me up, and you make my day. When I'm here, it makes my day better. And it's like that's a great gift.
Yeah,
It's
great.
great for us, those of us that operate the pantry, but it's great for the community too.
Now, we were talking before we started recording that I worked with Phyllis Wyatt. And Phyllis Wyatt, the Lebanon Food Pantry, for decades was an important part of her life.
Yes.
And I'm sure she left quite a legacy there.
Yes, we have a photo of Phyllis that kind of watches over us, and her daughter Krista still is a very active volunteer. And it was a passion for Phyllis to make sure that families in Lebanon didn't struggle with needing food. And she was the kind of person that brought people together to help solve that problem. And she really has left a wonderful legacy for herself, for her family, and for Lebanon, because the food pantry is there, it's healthy, it's operating every day, and it's helping people.
Well, Kristen, thank you so much for being with us today. Folks, we've had two great guests today, both talking about how we can help those less fortunate. Something to think about this holiday season, and not only during this season, but all year round. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you around town.